Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. In this video, I've got your very first dev server gameplay and overview straight from the Alpha Strike dev server for the 120S, otherwise known as the M60 2000. This is a currently ranked 7 battle rating 10.0 MBT in the American Ground Forces tech tree, and is all the way down here in the same line as the M1A1HC. So this will bridge the gap between the M60 A3 TTS and again the HC. Now this vehicle has basically the M1A1 Abrams turret on top and the M60 chassis beneath. As you can see, it's a very strange beast. Just looking at it's very strange, but also the armor itself. And the crazy thing is, again, this has the M1A1 Abrams's armor right here on it, 800 millimeters of NERA composites right there on top, whereas the standard Abrams doesn't have nearly that much. So this thing is pretty damn nasty. Also, it has the M829A1 with nearly 600 millimeters of armor pen, and if I'm not mistaken, I think they look like Gen 2 or Gen 3 thermals when I test drove this thing. So this thing is pretty damn nasty. But there are some huge weaknesses. I mean, this thing has a great reload time, great turret traverse rate, great optics, all that. However, this thing weighs a lot, 56.2 tons, only has 750 horsepower, so this thing is slow, 48 kilometer per hour top speed, and this thing has a huge, like, look at this turret ring. It is just massively exposed, and even worse, yeah, I mean, the entire bottom of this thing may as well be a light tank in terms of armor protection, because anyone at this BR, whether they have Heat FS or APFSDS or even APDS, can just go right through this. So this thing is going to be a very mixed bag. If you can manage to keep this turret visible and nothing else, you'll be pretty damn good. Otherwise, every single thing on this vehicle is just incredibly exposed, and this is not going to offer very much protection. But on the other hand, even though you will be very slow, of course, this thing will be able to just annihilate everybody with that M829A1 APFSDS. So I said, let's get into a few matches, see how we could do. Of course, this is the dev server, so everything about this can change, including the battle ratings, some of the stats, whatever. Everything can change, and also, of course, unfortunately, in dev server, a lot of the matches we're going to be in, we're going to be fighting bots, but at least you'll get a good idea of how this thing plays and how it kind of works in general. So I said, let's get into a few matches and have a good time. So, as you can see, this thing is ridiculously slow. This isn't just gaining speed. Oh, and this is flat ground for the most part. Wow! Like, obviously, it's slow, but, like, the thing is, by old standards, it's not so terrible, but when you're considering that this is going to have to fight MBTs, yeah, that's pretty bad. Also, not bad thermals. I mean, I'm actually genuinely surprised by the thermals. Oh, and if you guys don't know, there's a big shopping mall right here on the map. So if you guys go to this is the new map, you will be able to get into this shopping center and be an idiot like I am and just kind of fight in semi-urban combat. It's actually really cool, but really claustrophobic thus far. But this is actually a really cool idea for a War Thunder map. I wonder if you can destroy these. You can! That's pretty damn nifty. Good job, War Thunder. Okay, we have ourselves some enemies. I mean, of course, these are going to be World War II vehicles. Unfortunately, that's pretty much what you have to fight in these battles. You have a bunch of World War II vehicles. So, actually, you know what? Let's see if I can get myself a double kill here. Probably not, right? Nope, unfortunately. But I can damage that guy. I wonder, can I shut down his engine? Doesn't really matter so much. So as you can see, I mean, the reload on this thing is pretty damn gnarly, which is nice. Oh, this guy's still alive. The reload is really nice. 5 seconds at max, so that's with an ace crew. With an expert crew, I think it can get down to like 5.3 seconds. So you're not really missing out on too much. Now, I am overpenning all these people. Unfortunately, but that is somewhat expected, and with that, I have a much better shot. Thanks for lining up for me, bot. And we also have this guy here, and then we also have this guy here. So we can just continually go through and just bing bada boom these people. I'm probably going to die by somebody on the actual enemy team. We do... Okay, it looks like there are no humans playing right now. So this is pretty much it. So what I can tell you, and by the way, guys, don't be like, oh, Tankenstein, his gameplay sucks. You know, fighting bots, he's getting overexcited. I get it. You know, I get excited when I get any kill, bot or otherwise. However, when it comes down to dev server gameplay, you can only play the hand that you're dealt. And the hand that I'm dealt is modern Chimera tank versus a bunch of World War II tanks. Which, by the way, the Americans have a thing about, like, putting tank, like, new turrets onto older vehicles. It's a weird thing that the Americans do. They did that with the M60 120S, I think it was, and then they also did that with the M60 2E1, I think is the term for it. It's just a whole bunch of weirdo tanks. But this thing, I mean, thus far, it's pretty damn nasty. But again, when it comes to that mobility, I think it's the mobility and overall weakness of this vehicle, because the vast majority of people are going to know not to hit the turret, right? Like, they're just going to hit the hole and you're going to die. And so it's a really cool tank in many ways. However, again, it's a very flawed tank. Very flawed. Okay, we have some more World War II tanks that we can just absolutely annihilate. And unfortunately with this vehicle, I mean, really all that you have are going to be the APF STS and the Heat FS, I think. Does this get a heat? No, it doesn't. It just has Heat FS. So that's pretty much it. And of course, you're not going to be fighting World War II tanks like I am. As such, you're not going to be using stuff like Heat FS in an actual fight. So that would make no sense for anyone. Bunch of tanks are just going right by me. It doesn't really matter again. This is just one of those fake matches that don't really matter. Can I get up this gradient, by the way, I wonder? I'm going 10, 6, 5. Okay, I can. At least it can make it up. Now, this does have negative 10 degrees of vertical guidance and 20 degrees, well, negative 10 of negative guidance and 20 of positive guidance with a cannon. So there's that. You know, I mean, 40 degrees per second of turret traverse when aced. Expert, you should probably get somewhere around like 30 something, like high 30s. So this thing is no slouch when it comes to its turret. Like, it's got an amazing turret. However, again, you really have to hope that that's the only thing that you get hit in. And even still, the Abrams turret is oddly weak. So, that said, let's get into another match, see what we could do. I mean, like, 15 kills, 1 base cap. I mean, it's cool, and it's like this overwhelming feeling of strength and fun. But, you know, it's just World War II tanks. This is much less satisfying than killing bots in air, even. Okay, we have some enemies and a single hit, not a kill. Oh! Oh, so I got that guy in the back without killing. Can I get another? Okay, there we go. Okay, now we're getting into another match. 20 kills. That's pretty good for bots. So I'm not really quite sure what the issue is here, but it looks like the entire enemy team who wasn't bots, they just left. I'm not sure why. And even my ally over there seems to have left. Again, not entirely sure why, but here we are, dealing with the hand that we're dealt. And so, ultimately, what I can tell you about this vehicle, right? I like it, but you have to remember, this thing has like, what, a 48 kilometer per hour top speed? That's it. It's not very high, especially for this BR. In fact, actually, that's really bad for this BR. So, you're dealing with a vehicle with just an outright terrible top speed, again, relative to the BR. It's got an excellent cannon, but overall, it's also got a really bad power-to-weight ratio. So, like, it's a weird mix. It's just a really weird mix. Now, ultimately, because it has this really nice, you know, turret traverse rate, it's got the excellent cannon, gun, decent enough armor, on the turret at least, I feel like this is going to be an extremely deadly vehicle. I feel like it's going to go up in BR, because mobility, ultimately, while it is extremely important, I don't really know if it's... Wow, this guy really got killed. I'm assuming that that's a bot. He got killed by a bot? Really? Anywho, I'm probably going to get killed by a bot next. But this vehicle, it's like, it has the more important aspects to it. Again, namely being the cannon, and also to an extent the turret armor, where it can be, and technology, where it can be successful. I feel like this can be an extremely successful vehicle. I don't know if I see it staying at 10.0 BR. Between its 5-second reload, nearly 600 millimeter armor pen, I don't know. I just feel like this is an extremely effective vehicle, and yeah, I just do not see it kind of sticking here the way that it is. So we'll have to wait and see, though, because I mean, you look at a vehicle like the M60 AMBT, I'm probably gonna die, like I said. Oh, there he is. Oh, I got killed! I got killed by the same guy! Look at that! I was just making fun of that guy, and I got into the same trap by the same guy. But to be fair, it's a Lorraine 40T. But look at that. How easy that is just to wreck this thing with a solid shot shell from the side. It's really that easy. So it kind of goes to show. But, I mean, ultimately, again, it's tough to say, like the M60 AMBT, which also has, like, I think 550-ish millimeters of armor pen. I think it's got Gen 2, Gen 3 thermals. That's like 9.7 VR, and it's faster than the, 120S. So we'll have to wait and see. You know, I think the 120S is very good in some respects and absolutely awful in others. You know, it's just such a weird vehicle, but that's what you get from combining two totally different vehicles. But again, thanks for watching. I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.